the University of Massachusetts and MIT, the Mass Pike, the park or rink in your neighborhood, the T, the good school, the police and fire stations, and the people who serve in them. None of it sprang fully formed from thin air. Each is the result of our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, asking themselves what they must do in their time to leave things better for the generation to come.
In tough times like these, we have to remember that money isn't the only thing that doesn't grow on trees. The law enforcement officers that keep our streets safe, they don't grow on trees. The teachers that prepare our children to compete in a global economy, they don't grow on trees. The roads, bridges, buses, and rails that take workers to their jobs, our kids to school, and our goods to market don't grow on trees. The truth is, our taxes pay for a lot of things that don't grow on trees.
Ohio was once a place where workers came for good jobs and strong communities. And many workers thrived here in large part, and this is the important part, because of public investments and protections. The big investments that the state was making in higher ed and K-12 and infrastructure meant that companies had access to well-trained workers, high-quality research, well-maintained roads, bridges, freight lines. In manufacturing, we had some of the best trained workers and the top infrastructure on the planet, and we still do.
Coloradans have come together to build a great state. Great schools, connected to great libraries, connected to great hospitals, connected to beautiful parks, connected to bunches of breweries and other great industries, all connected by people who saw mountains not as obstacles, but as opportunities. Enter the Bad Three. The Bad Three are 3 ballot measures Coloradans will vote on this November. They would put the brakes on all of this.
Texans have a long history of joining together to face big challenges and brave new frontiers. We are a people who make our world better and deliver progress once only dreamed about for a new generation. Now, the choices made by elected officials in Austin threaten to change the Texas we know. Their plan would cost hundreds of thousands of Texans their jobs right when our economy most needs help. A Texas where our students, seniors, and people suffer. A Texas that is skimping on educating our workforce, selling our future short. A Texas that is no longer our Texas. This is not the way things have to be. Our leaders do have choices. Either they can make Texas strong by putting people first, or they can keep unfair tax loopholes on the books. Resist raising taxes that improve our community health, and delay using the money that we have saved for this rainy day. They can choose perks and priorities for the few, or the good of Texas people and communities. The wrong choice will create a Texas we will not recognize.
Democracy is not compromised by a good public life. Just the opposite. A sound public life held together by sturdy public structures will make each of our individual lives better.
This is why you have a teacher and a minister speaking with one voice. That teacher from New York, the preacher from the South. Because the schools in your community are your schools, whether you have a child in them or not. No more will we speak of those kids or other people's kids. Our kids are our kids.
We chose to invest in education, in health care, and in job creation because we all know that educating our kids, being able to count on good health care, and having a job is the path to a better future.
Recovery Act funds are touching families and businesses everywhere in Winnebago County by making sure public and private systems continue to function. Without a lot of fanfare, this money saved the state from catastrophe and allows us all to plan for a much brighter tomorrow.
When you own a small business, you're really part of the community. But your business is only as strong as the people in that community. That's why I'm against Question 3. Question 3 would slash state revenues by billions of dollars and cut a lot of things we depend on. In these tough times, we've got to protect our communities. Please, vote no on question 3.
North Carolina is a great place to live. Our world-class university system is the envy of other states. Our public investments make us the #1 place to locate a business. But now some want to slash funding for our award-winning schools and other investments we've made in the future. North Carolina can keep teachers in school, cops on the street, and firefighters at work. We can stay on the path to prosperity through smart investment, not short-sighted cuts.
We are bound by a shared destiny and a shared prosperity. These public structures and public systems are built and maintained through generations of public investments for the common good. These structures have to be created and maintained by our collective, because no one could afford them alone.